I would just encourage the average person to get off zero, because if we think of this again from a physics perspective, and perhaps you have a closing comment on this, I think of Bitcoin as a monetary black hole of the human race. For the entirety of humanity, we have been dealing with planets, and we store wealth in planets and asteroids and stars and all these things. And you throw energy at one, you throw an asteroid at a planet, you destroy the planet and everything like that. And that's why currencies fail. You have an opposing nation apply brute force physical costs in the form of military or economic sanctions, and you try to destroy it. And so we've had this system of these sinking ships and these floating planets, and for the first time ever, we have designed something that is basically a singularity. And we look at it and we don't understand it because it doesn't behave like a planet. It's just this tiny little thing that nobody can see. It's this abstract concept. It doesn't make any sense to us. It's this little dark orb. And we look at it and we think, oh, whatever, that's just a bubble. It's just this thing that doesn't make any sense to me. Nobody understands it. Okay. But the problem that I would challenge the average person listening to is this: is what if that thing actually is a threat? To you? What if Bitcoin is not a get rich quick scheme or an opportunity? What if Bitcoin is not a symptom of the increasing speculation of an increasingly corrupted ledger and the symptoms of that? What if Bitcoin is actually the solution, and it's doing exactly the opposite of what you would expect the world's lowest risk asset to do? And that's what I would argue. As absurd as that might sound, and perhaps even you disagree with me, but I would argue that Bitcoin's already the lowest risk asset on planet Earth. Because if we assume the future world is coming, and we hope that's coming, the only low risk asset in that world is having a share of the global monetary stock.
Mhm.
Why would you own a security in a company with cash flows? You have a CEO and scandals and cash flow market. Why would you own planets in a universe where there's a black hole that's expanding infinitely forever? It's like you can try to censor it, you can try to destroy it. China's tried to censor Bitcoin, and every time they censor it, they only make the network stronger. And that's why they've given up on censoring it. No matter how much mass you throw at the black hole, no matter how much attention or negativity you throw at Bitcoin, it just absorbs it and grows greater and greater in a volatile fashion. And so I genuinely believe that Bitcoin's going to absorb all monetary premium of assets and eventually become the global means of storing value for the human race. And this is a good thing. And I believe it's going to save millions of lives and be
it's going to bring in
wonderful
global
thing.
cooperation. It's going to usher in an age of global cooperation. I completely agree with you, especially at this point in the timeline. Maybe if it was 30 years from now, there may be equity that could outperform or outpace what remains as far as what more monetary energy is going to be pumped into it. But where we're at right now, I'm with you 100%, Luke. Really appreciate your time coming on and all the slides that you put together. That if people were listening to this on audio, I'd highly encourage you to go back and see some of Luke's slides, because he put up some awesome charts for you to contemplate and look at. Luke, give people a handoff if they want to learn more about you, where they can find you, and anything else that you want to highlight.
Thanks. Yes, I love giving visual presentations for people to try to turn this abstract idea of energy and monetary and close into something that they can understand without getting too technical or putting in the jargon. I like to bridge the gap for people. And so anyway, there's a lot more slides we didn't get to, and maybe next time we'll have to do this again and share. But yeah, I'm on Twitter, Luke Broyles. You can follow me there, and I'm sure I'm going to be doing a lot of cool things there in the future. So you can go there, and ultimately, even more important than following me is just continuing to learn about Bitcoin and getting off zero as soon as you can, as soon as you feel comfortable.
Luke, thank you so much. We'll have links to that in the show notes so people can just click on that and find you real fast. And thank you so much for making time tonight.
I'm glad that you're taking the time to learn about Bitcoin, learn about Bitcoin's potential future value, both in terms of political currency units and on society as a whole. And I'm really glad that you're taking the effort to study and educate yourself about Bitcoin. However, I must make this message incredibly clear. If you are learning about Bitcoin, you must begin also learning about self-custody and taking possession of your own keys. This is really, really important. You can watch as many YouTube videos as you want, talking about how Bitcoin is going to skyrocket in fiat price and how the number is going to go up. You can talk about that all you want. You can daydream about this kind of vertical spike action for Bitcoin. You can daydream about this all you want. But my encouragement to you is that this is not a meme. This is not something to be taken lightly. We can think that this is a good thing, and it is a good thing ultimately for Bitcoin's long-term adoption, but this is real. Okay, this really happens in countries. It may not happen in your country for some time. It may happen in a stair-step fashion, but this is not a meme. This is not a joke. And so, therefore, you need to take self-custody really, really seriously. Okay. I work full time in self-custody solutions for people. I help people set up their multi-sig vaults. I help people set up their estate plans. I help people with a collaborative custody partnership and collaborative custody models. Okay. This is a chart of the interest we have at the Bitcoin Advisor, the company I work at. Okay. This is not me personally. This is the whole company. We've been in business 7 years. Not a single client of ours has ever lost a single sat. Okay. We have a good number of clients, and this is our demand. My point in showing you this chart, my point in showing you this message right now is that it is increasingly urgent, increasingly important that you begin taking self-custody very seriously. I'm telling you, I'm on the inside of this all day, every day, 6 days a week, and demand for self-custody is skyrocketing. Okay. The kinds of clients we have, the number of clients we have, the conviction in the clients we have, it is only going up. Okay. And people are booking meetings with me weeks, okay, in advance. In some cases, over a month in advance. And we are in bear market. Okay. This chart right here is from October 2023. Okay. Bear, like incredible low interest globally in Bitcoin. And our demand is still skyrocketing. It's still spiking. And my encouragement is that if we have a bull run, if we have parabolic spikes such as this, where Bitcoin goes rapidly upwards in terms of price, if we have these periods of time, okay, transaction fees are going to spike. Okay, exchanges are going to halt withdrawals. Okay, people are going to panic. They're going to smash by any price. Okay, it's going to be increasingly difficult to have any time with people to help you in your self-custody setups. So first and foremost, whatever you do, whether you work with me at the Bitcoin Advisor, whether you go somewhere else, whether you figure it out on your own, whatever the case, please start figuring out self-custody, hot wallets, cold wallets, cold wallets, single sig, multi-sig, whatever you do, just start figuring it out now, because I'm increasingly alarmed by the number of Bitcoiners that do not have self-custody. So please, if you have any Bitcoin self-custody, but especially if you have a large amount of Bitcoin in self-custody, please start taking this stuff seriously, because it's only going to be increasingly important in the future. And so, if you'd like to work with me, if you'd like to hear my opinions, perspectives, and ideas on this topic, you can find me at the Bitcoin Advisor. This is precisely why I work at the Bitcoin Advisor, because I believe this is such an important topic here, okay? You can find me there. You can have expert guidance on how to self-custody Bitcoin, to buy, secure, and store it properly for the long term. We can have tailored strategies for you, what your long-term vision is, both for yourself, your own individual future, your retirement, and for your future generations as well. Again, multi-sig vaults, estate plans, all these things for you. Okay, you can just book a free meeting with me here, and the link down below in the description. Again, the first consultation is completely free, where we can talk about your priorities and see if there's a value add both for you and for the Bitcoin Advisor as well. And again, our goal is to help you have generational wealth for you and your loved ones and your children without losing sleep. Okay. And that's why not only do you get a free initial consultation, but you have dozens and dozens of pages of education about multi-sig, self-custody, how to store your Bitcoin properly, things to avoid, things to pursue. Okay. Again, dozens and dozens of pages of free education for you to be learning about this increasingly important, increasingly urgent topic. Okay. And then you can learn further about the Bitcoin Advisor and why we provide much more value for half the cost of our competitors. You can learn about all this and more in that link in the description, where you can book a free consultation with me at the Bitcoin Advisor. So again, whatever you do, whether you work with me at the Bitcoin Advisor or you try to figure out on your own, please just start taking action now. Because in a couple of years, higher and higher net worth people are going to be entering the space and demanding self-custody. Okay, more and more companies, more and more charities, more and more pension funds, more and more churches, all these things, all these groups of people, all these entities are going to be coming into Bitcoin very quickly, and they'll be willing to pay the transaction fees. They'll be willing to pay whatever fiat price and get for their sats. They'll be willing to do the self-custody as fast as possible. And so my encouragement to you, again, I'm glad you're enjoying these videos. I really appreciate you subscribing and commenting, being a part of these videos, and increasing your Bitcoin education. But please, please, please do not stop at the end of this video. Immediately after you watch the end of this video, please start taking your self-custody seriously, whether that's with me at the Bitcoin Advisor, again, link in the description, or it's on your own. Whatever the case, please just do it. Thank you.